Alright, let's dive into something that's been buzzing in the golf community lately. And trust me, it's a doozy. Have you ever heard golfers say they're done with Texas Scrambles? Yeah, it's a thing, and it's not just about the format itself. Personally, I think this goes way deeper than just a preference for stroke play over team events. What makes this really interesting is that it's not just a niche complaint. It's a widespread sentiment that's changing how people approach competitive golf. So let's break this down. First off, the Texas Scramble is supposed to be fun, right? Teamwork, strategy, and a bit of luck. What's not to love? But here's the kicker. A ton of golfers are saying they've had enough. And it's not because they're losing. It's because they feel the system is broken. In my opinion, the core issue here isn't the format itself but the perception of handicap manipulation. One thing that immediately stands out is how many players feel like winning scores in these events are just unrealistic. We're talking 20 under par or better. Seriously, who's out here shooting like that? What many people don't realize is that this isn't just about a few bad apples. It's about a systemic lack of trust in the World Handicap System, WHS. If you take a step back and think about it, this raises a deeper question. If golfers don't trust the system, what's the point of competing? Now let's talk about the data. A recent survey found that 51% of golfers have been put off entering events due to concerns about handicap manipulation. That's over half the golfing population feeling skeptical. And it's not just the numbers, the comments are where things get spicy. Phrases like scores come from another planet and cheats paradise are being thrown around. From my perspective, this isn't just frustration. It's a cry for fairness. A detail I find fascinating is that many golfers are still entering these events, but not to win. They're in it for the course, the social aspect, or just the love of the game. What this really suggests is that competitive golf, at least in certain formats, is losing its competitive edge. Here's where it gets even more intriguing. The teams with these outrageous scores often have one single-figure player and 3 high handicappers. Now, I'm not saying every high handicapper is cheating, but the perception is there. And perception, as they say, is reality. What makes this really interesting is how it ties into the broader trend of golfers losing faith in handicap competitions. It's not just Texas Scrambles. It's team events, AMAs, and even Opens. The common thread? A widespread belief that the system is open to abuse. Personally, I think this is a massive problem for the sport. Golf is built on integrity, and if that's being questioned, what's left? But here's the thing. This isn't a new issue. Handicaps have always been a point of contention. What's different now is the scale of the frustration. Social media has amplified these voices, and it's clear that golfers are fed up. In my opinion, the WHS needs to address this, not just with rule changes but with transparency and education. Because right now, it feels like the system is failing the very people it's supposed to serve. So where does this leave us? Well, for one, it's a wake-up call. If golfers are mentally writing off the competitive aspect of the game, what does that mean for the future of tournaments? And more importantly, how do we fix it? From my perspective, it starts with rebuilding trust. Maybe it's stricter enforcement, maybe it's a cultural shift. I don't have all the answers. But what I do know is that golf is at its best when it's fair. And right now, a lot of players don't feel like it is. So here's my closing thought. If you're someone who's stopped playing in Texas Scrambles or other team events, I get it. But I also think there's an opportunity here. Let's use this frustration as a catalyst for change. Because at the end of the day, golf is too great a game to let it be overshadowed by doubts about fairness. What do you think? Are Texas Scrambles finished? Or is there a way to bring them back? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your take.